which often happens in this type of tournaments. And you get punished. Which is what the coach has been working hard in trying to help the players come up with the right attitude and take this game very seriously. And that's the one thing that he emphasized while I had a chat with him downstairs, to say, hey, that we've been able to help the players get over the midweek disappointment and to be able to face a team that I think on paper they can easily write them off. He says that's the hardest challenge for a coach, to be able to get that right. This is what I've been working on since after that game. And but you can see the reaction for me is still not as positive as you'd want. You want to start very strong. You don't want to be taken by surprise once the other team is in
As
the
was almost the case.
As it was almost the case, yeah.
This Zwane had a great opportunity inside the opening minute.
So is Mokete.
Although Pirates have been to the last 3 Nedbank Cup finals, so many new players at the beginning of the season and so many new players on the park here today who haven't tasted Nedbank Cup success. Mofokeng. That's Van Rooyen. That's cut out. That's just a little too strong. There were some nice skills on the ball and patience, but the final touch was just a little too strong. Now Makua, who's got the gloves on. They are in the height of summer. Here is Mofokeng. Finds De Jong. Back to Makaula. Van Rooyen. On the edge of the area now, Matswanganyi. And then Tajela almost got a bit of a ricochet going Pirates' way. Matswanganyi, who is keeping Sipho Mule out of that creative role in the midfield. Mule, of course, went with Bafana to the Cup of Nations in Morocco just a month or so ago, and now can't get a game at club level. It just shows you how quickly things can change in the world of football.
But I can tell you, in the beginning stages, once he's returned, he had an injury that he had to nurse for 1 or 2 weeks, and before he could be a part of, even of the squad. So I wouldn't quite say maybe things changed completely as far as performance. He was given time just to recover from that injury, but now he's back. Let's see what he can do when he gets given the opportunity.
Free kick. They need to take it towards the back post with strong clearing header, Chabatsane, and that's rather ambitious from Mtsweni, Mofokeng rather. Well, it's nice to see Casrik have brought support. There were quite a few buses that arrived with their fans here, and they're making themselves heard in Soweto.
I'm not sure if you had the privilege or the opportunity to be able to go to Wamhla, where they play their home games. It's unbelievable. People love their football there. What you see here is just a window of what they're able to do when they're playing at home. Big support all the time.
Well, Kwamashango, the site today were something of a footballing upset with Galaxy victorious over Sundowns. Sun's beginning to set here over the Orlando Stadium, and the fire brides are lit, or we can smell a bit of the meat roasting as well. It's drifting over the stadium. Getting a little bit hungry here. Makaula.
Very compact in that middle.
Good ball. Morebi now. Can he tease his way through? De Jong looks to go on the run. Mofokeng back to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen and de Jong, of course, old Stellenbosch teammates. They were in the Carling knockout winning team 2023 where they beat Galaxy on penalties. Here's Maswanganyi. Hotto. De Jong comes to collect. De Jong with a shot. What a goal.
He needs to find one on target at least, because the position that he plays, he always marked by 2 or even 3 players. That's the 2 central defenders plus the defensive midfielder. So his finding are very hard to tell. And for me, he's very clever. That's why he drifts into all the other areas just to get a little bit of a breather so I can turn with the ball. It's an attempted goal, but not as strong as you would want to see. Also not on target.
Okete, big, strong Cameroonian, wins the ball in the air, but it goes straight to Neptajela, who has it back again. Mofokeng. Pirates now getting their foot on the ball a bit more regularly and beginning to spread it a bit wide. With Van Rooyen, Moremi goes on the run. Van Rooyen holding on a little too long, gives the foul away. Little shove there by Van Rooyen on Makua.
Can't help but start thinking back about the Makua family that comes from that part of the land, Kwandebele, Witbank, Malahleni, and so on. Lots of them, of course, are featured for Witbank Black Aces. Frank Makua.
Well, you will start at the top, William, with Steve Disco Makua.
Yes,
Get the order right, please, sir.
Indeed.
Then you can get to the next generation.
Yeah. So,
but that was a team. Witbank Aces, they had some fabulous players. The Ngobis, the Makuas,
the Mahlangus.
Yep. Now Moremi on the chase, and well collected by Tombeni.
You can add Augusto Palacios.
Well, he came to this country to play in the early 80s, 83, 84. He was a great player to watch.
World Cup, by the way.
Clearance away. Yes, de Jong now.
Is that what I'm talking about?
Yes, Moremi. De Jong chasing back, looking for the return ball. Maswanganyi. Pass doesn't find Mofokeng, but he's got it back again. Makaula, Mofokeng.
Someone must start thinking alongside taking a long-range shot, just like Chabatani did.
Well, de Jong had one a few seconds ago.
Otherwise, there's just a wall of yellow in front of the Pirates.
Now, good run from Hotto. Lovely ball from Makaula. Needs to go square. It's behind de Jong. Moremi doesn't snatch it, and away come Casrik. Play on, says the ref. Muketi holds it up. Makaula might have got away with one, Makaula. Maswanganyi loses possession. Little turn here from Makua. Chases on for Zwane. Savisi will get there very quickly. Hotto again. Maswanganyi. Mofokeng goes for goal! It's a good save.
Indeed. The temptation, I guess, on Tobin was to hold it, because I don't think it was like too high, but he realized that he doesn't quite have the time to do that, and the decision was the best one to flick it over.
Curling it in, and corner kick is the result. Can tell you Stellenbosch and Golden Arrows still goalless. They're playing in Umlazi this afternoon, or this early evening, I should say.
Okay, you must have seen the goalkeeper spitting into his glove.
Yeah, and then rubbing his hands. I was thinking at the moment, that's me waiting for the bride.
The gloves sticks better to the ball when they're a bit wet than when they're dry. So the goalkeeper will always look to wet them a bit. Some will even rub the gloves onto the grass if it's wet.
So here comes the corner. The Buccaneers towards the back post. Klombeni gets a little touch to it. Good clearance away from Maveni. Midway through the first half, no real threat so far from Orlando Pirates on the Casrik goal. It's probably fair to say Casrik have had clearer chances, that very early breakaway, and then that shot from the set piece where Muketi snatched at it and put it wide. But Pirates have dominated possession and have had a few long-range efforts. Mofokeng testing the goalkeeper.
I guess that's, for me, was the best one out of all the attempts Pirates made.
As you saw the possession stats there, 69%. No surprise that Pirates will dominate on the ball. Shabatsani showing some strength there, finds De Jong, almost onto Hotto. De Jong again. Now Mofokeng. Matsvanganyi doesn't find him. Big long clearance from Mokete is all on his own. Now Zwane joins him. Two defenders around Zwane. Used to play for TS Galaxy, didn't have much game time there, but was on their books for a while.
In fact, Casrik Stars did pick a number of TS Galaxy players when they first made it into the first division. And every night, it looks like they have a great relationship with TS Galaxy because they're able to pickpocket some of those French players. One player in mind is Teklela, who's not a part of this, featured very prominently for TS Galaxy at some stage, and is in the books of Casrik.
A couple of players suspended, Rakwane and Ntule. Also left Justice Shabalala on the bench. We thought he might play the veteran defender. Formerly with Pirates, spent most of his time at Free State Stars and Chipper United. Skella moves to play for Stellenbosch for a while, making a bit of a comeback in his career. And Mfundo Tikazi, we might remember for Royal AM, he was swift and speedy on the attack. Yeah. So there are some options off the bench should they need them later on, Casrik Stars. Moremi, that is going to be a goal kick. Coach likes what he's seen so far. There's Justice Shabalala. Another chance, Shabalala, to come on and just remind everybody. We saw his brother in the previous round playing for TTM. Did you know that, William?
No.
He had a brother playing for TTM in the first round against the Orlando Pirates. So we could have a bit of a brother double act here against the Buccaneers. Let's see what Makua can do. This is back to the Gacha. Good turn, Moketi. He's big and strong. Left-footed effort. Swings away from goal. And I'll tell you what, this is a big, dangerous striker.
He doesn't carry the big striker's body, though, that can shield the ball, but he has that ability about him. Very soon, like he turns it.
I think you could see there the left foot, maybe his weaker foot.
It is. And also, I think because today they're playing against an Orlando Pirates side, so You can see the likes of Azwane and Nana
That's the goal kick.
are a bit more into helping in the middle. So they release themselves. They take time to release to play on the front foot. So he's isolated. But if you're playing against another first inside, they're always closer to him. He flicks a lot of balls. He's very strong in the air. So that's where, again, he can be very useful with the flicks. Let's see what he can do here.
Defensive cleanup from Mlilo.
Fresh.
Nicely done by Maswanganyi, but Orlando Pirates are not finding too much space to maneuver here. A little sloppy from Maswanganyi. He sometimes plays a bit too much for the crowd. Nana looking to fight his way through, still battling away with Van Rooyen, wins possession here. Makua has it. Maveni, Nana, they can play a bit of football, these guys. It's going to be a free kick to Casrik Stars, an opportunity to get a ball into that big man up front. Maswanganyi gave possession away far too easily. Well, they didn't use the free kick in the way that I thought they might. Kete coming from an offside position, slowly walking back. I think if I was a coach, I'd be absolutely infuriated by that.
Yeah, it's a lazy of a player when he got caught. Maybe not falling back into position. I mean, it's a waste of a goal to try and allocate it.
De Jong, touch for Maswanganyi. Mofokeng. Sabisi, the clearing header at the back there by Chweni. A lot of these players, if they haven't had a chance to play with clubs in the top flight of the Betway Premiership in the past, they've had plenty of seasons in the Motsepe Foundation Championship. There are not too many inexperienced players. Yes, Moremi, tight angle, De Jong slides in, doesn't get the touch. He'll be so disappointed, De Jong. He's been looking for the opportunity to make his mark here. Has got one goal, but that was from the penalty spot. Had a golden chance there.
He anticipates as the ball is sprayed wide. He's attacking the balls with intention, and the ball duly comes. That is very unlucky. He was there, and I think he had the right technique to just side-foot it, but it just doesn't fall for him.
Now, spread wide as Van Rooyen comes forward on this right-hand side. Still Van Rooyen, little ball in for Bentajela. Good cover. King knocking it forward here, Sabisi. Makala always providing cover for his defenders. Still in superb physical shape, of course, despite his advancing years.
Again, looking how far he drops too far back. He's still trying to find the space to play. That just tells the whole story, just how well Casrik has done defensively. But it's a cup game. At some stage, you're going to go forward.
And you're going to run out of steam at some stage too. Here's Mofokeng. Otto on the left. To Mentajela. We'll switch it. Little flick on from De Jong. And Tom Bailey making that look rather easy. Well, the clock is well past the half-hour mark already. We heading towards the half-time break here. But Orlando Pirates still battling to make that breakthrough that everyone expected they would come for them. Still Golden Arrows 0, Stellenbosch 0 in the other cup game being played this early evening.
I guess the biggest upset so far is the one of Marloes, and also after such a clinical performance in midweek.
A completely different team, 10 changes that the coach made. Now, Mofokeng in play. Van Rooyen. Maswanganyi. There's the cross. This is a golden opportunity the next couple of weeks for Maswanganyi to try and get himself back into the national team. He was a bit of a forgotten figure over the last 9 months or so. Now he's getting starting lineup berths, considerable game time. But he's got to make use of the opportunity in a positive sense. Van Rooyen and Tajela. It's another sloppy ball. Good chase on here from Makua. Ahead of Van Rooyen. Still ahead of Van Rooyen, but then over exuberant and away for a goal kick. Oops. Well, Dion Otto should be allowed 1 or 2 of those per game. Otherwise, it wouldn't be Dion Otto. 10 minutes to the break. Otto 35 years old now. Makala 36, still going strong at the highest level of the domestic game. What is handed there, William? A little bit of a note. He's adjusting his boots, but did he put the note down to read it?
And I saw the coach.
There's the note in the mouth there, William. We're going to watch the subterfuge here.
And first of all, basically, I think the goalkeeper started it off. I saw the coach waving to the goalkeeper to do something, and I guess he just took the cue from the coach and so that he could address a few issues.
I think the footwear is a bit of a problem in terms of slipping and sliding. Foster Trungwane is the assistant coach. We saw him last season in the Nedbank Cup. Everybody's getting a note, William.
Well, you don't need the notes anymore because you've had a break. Players are right here with you.
I don't understand why you've got all the coaches, you're having a break. You need to discuss a note, just discuss. Madabani got the yellow card much earlier in the game, by the way. It's just confirmation for record-keeping purposes. Casrik coming into this game, William, with defeated their last 7 matches in all competition. Haven't lost a game since end of November. They were beaten last by the Bees in Motsepe Foundation Championship action in Mpumalanga at the Kanyamazane Stadium. A little bit of a derby game in the NFC.
Newly promoted team, the Bees, from Engomanzi.
Lots of Seswati speakers, I would presume.
Of course, that is the land of the Swazis. It was stolen from us.
Oh, don't start political things now, William. Nicely cut out here by De Jong. And Tajera. foul by 20, 15 on 15. Pirates wanted to take it quickly, but referee wants the ball back in the right position. Christopher Kistor from Cape Town in charge today. He rode the first challenge, but not the second. Just gliding through Tajela. Here's Van Rooyen for Orlando Pirates, with time ticking away in the first half. We'll be close to 6 minutes plus stoppage time left. Maswanganyi. Lovely ball for Hotto. De Jong to the near post. They've got the corner.
Excellent covering from Mutweni. The only time that Pirates has looked harmful when it comes to going forward is when Hotto creates that width. And he does it so well. This time a little bit narrow even. He didn't create any weight at all, but it's great for us to find him in a very narrow space.
Second corner opportunity of the evening for the home side. Mofokeng to take it. Short to Maswanganyi. I'm not sure was expecting that. Here's Mofokeng again. They get another corner now. Let's see if this one is taken a bit more, used a bit more effectively.
Yeah, with those numbers inside the box, you're playing a little higher and bank on the second ball. They might clear it, but at least you know it's not going to go too far.
Mofokeng towards the near post, just over the head of De Jong. Maswanganyi bobbing around in that area. He might have shot it straight at De Jong. It's a clearance away downfield by Mofokeng. 4 minutes to go. Well, the temptation will be to perhaps make some early changes, Orlando Pirates, and get one or two fresh legs on early in the second half if they feel that they need to squeeze Casrik a bit more. Chabatsani, Mofokeng. Kete not happy with the little trickery of Mofokeng. He's come after him. He's holding him off, Mofokeng, but there might be some retribution somewhere down the line. Chabatsani. Another crossfield pass, this time nowhere near Dino Van Rooyen. New man, of course, in the side. He'll be 24 in 2 weeks' time. Still very young in terms of his footballing experience. Big prospect for the future. Stolen by De Jong. Cut out by Van Rooyen, but only as far as Mukete. Looking to get Zwane going. A little disappointed with his own pass. As Makala, you remember he was part of the Free State Stars team that won this Nedbank Cup 2018. Beat Chipman United, or no, they beat Maritzburg in the final down in Cape Town.
That PE.
PE was it?
Yes. Kind of discussion that is going to be going on in that dressing room. Obviously, I think from Ntombeni's point of view, it's a question of a bit more of what you did in that first half. Just make sure, like he said, in fact, in that pre-match interview, to say, look, if there's one thing he'll wish for is that they don't concede early. And I guess from that point of view, that has been achieved.
Yeah, mission accomplished as they head towards half-time, and they'll be buoyed up and ready to come out in the second half and give a bit of a go. Hopefully here in the Nedbank Cup. And Orlando Pirates looking a little bit sloppy and disheveled at times. Not as crisp and as commanding as they have looked so many times already this season.
Well, of course, coming from such a big game in midweek, it does take quite a bit. I know there's changes made, but with the changes coming, means that there's going to be a change of tempo as well. Combinations not as what you'd have loved.
And of course, another big one coming, William, next Saturday, the derby. Next game for the Buccaneers is Kaizer Chiefs.
Just gets better and better.
3:30 Soccer City next Saturday. Casrik Stars next game, the derby against the Bees at the same time. Mpumalanga derby.
If you want to go into such a game, obviously having won your last game, it always makes a better entry into the next stage of whatever game that you're preparing up against.
Chiefs have got a game on Tuesday against Stellenbosch in the league, so they've got a chance to have a bit of a confidence boost ahead of the derby. Pirates will be hoping Stellenbosch not their confidence. All intrigue. It's going to be a week of intrigue and build-up. We're going to enjoy it as we always do 7 days before the derby, starting basically after the final whistle here. But half-time from Christopher Kistor. Casrik Stars will be smiling, William Shongwe.
All the way into that dressing room, but even better, the spirit will be a bit higher. I think for the coach, though he still can't get too excited, this is a type of game that you can drag. Remember, there's always the possibility of a shootout. Should you be able to drag it all the way into extra time in the shootout. So the lottery of the penalty is always there in the back of the mind of Mtombeni kind of coach.
The two sides will be heading down the tunnel shortly. We can confirm that after the first 45 minutes of this Nedbank Cup second round tie, Orlando Pirates from the Betway Premiership are level with Casrik Stars from the Motsepe Foundation Championship. 0-0 after 45.
Any specific disasters planned for today, man?
Of course. Vuyo and his BMW, flat tire, peak traffic when he's late.
He opted out of car drama when he got iWise insurance and roadside assistance.
Then let's hit the Kumalos with a hailstorm.
No. They've got iWise.
Okay. Then send a cricket ball through Jason's home window.
Covered with iWise. Skip the drama. Visit iWise.co.za for a quote.
Well, this is the one that they like to call El Clásico.
Derby is the battle of the two giants, Bosse Soweto.
Bring back the skin we love, the Vulavala. Show me your love.
Mawutuchika left, uhlangana ne-black and gold. Mawutuchika right, uhlangana ne-black and white. Itrata zasekasi ziyaphithiza zigcwele.
History doesn't knock, it's upon us, and it starts here. 20 teams, 55 matches, one world champion. The ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026. Catch all the action from 7 February to 8 March on your World of Champions Super Sport.
Battery dead.
Henry, it's a Joel.
Welcome back, everyone. Nedbank Cup second round action. If you thought this was going to be an easy afternoon for Orlando Pirates, you thought wrong. It's turning out to be a tough exercise against Casrik Stars. One of the high flyers, of course, in the Motsepe Foundation Championship. They are more than holding their own against the mighty Buccaneers here at Orlando. Second half to get underway. No changes, it would seem, from the first 45 minutes. And it has been an interesting tussle up to now. William Shongwe alongside me as our expert analyst. Let's get your thoughts, William, on what you think is going to unfold now in the second half.
Clearly for the Pirates, I don't think they've been creating enough risk. The other side on the left channel, that is, they've been able to find Porto a few times, but I think the follow-up is not as much, and hardly were they able to spread the diagonal ball to find Van Rooyen. So the right side has been very ineffective of Orlando Pirates. They're not forcing the defenders to 10. That, for me, is the biggest challenge for any team if you want to force errors into a defense.
It's a third away game for Casrik in this year's Nedbank Cup. They had to come through the preliminary round away from home against Black Leopards. They won against the amateur club Army Rocket in Rustenburg in the first round. And here in Orlando against Orlando Pirates. Dream fixture, of course, for many of these players, a chance to rub shoulders with the big name players in South African football and to showcase their own skills, which they are doing with some aplomb here in this encounter.
Besides the fact to play against Orlando Pirates, remember, this Orlando Stadium is historical stadium. For any player, it's a dream come true to go just to walk in the park, let alone being able to play. So there's just a whole lot that will help transform this player's vision going forward, as far as what the world can become for them going forward.
This is Mofokeng to take the throw. It's his first start, by the way, since October. A little bit of a gamble from coach Tombeni. He's got had two suspensions to deal with in terms of his team selection. But he's also got the Motsepe Foundation Championship closing stages ahead of him, William.
As much as they didn't want to come clean and say that's the case, but you could sense that, you know what, they know exactly which side their bread is buttered.
Here's Makaula. Mofokeng.
It's always a big challenge for any team, Cleason. A team that is fighting for something, as far as the domestic league is concerned, and having to feature in a lucrative competition of this nature where you have a chance to make history. And you've got to make a decision to say, okay, which one are we choosing?
But do you have to? I mean, if you have cup success, surely a win here against Orlando Pirates just feeds into the league form as well. It gives you a big boost. It makes you feel you're invincible. I'm not a subscriber to the fact that you've got to pick one tournament over the other. You can be successful in all of them.
No, it doesn't work like that, Casey. Remember, if you put everything in this game and then you still got league games to play and you crumble, suddenly your league potential opportunity to maybe get into the playoffs, they all fade away because you've gained so much here and you can't continue with the form that you've been coming with. So you got to choose. Let me tell you a Chakuma story where they were chasing Confederations Cup and they ended up being relegated because they were trying to chase both. That for me is a clear example that you can't. You've got to choose which side your bread is buttered.
So when you were at Chiefs, you chose, or you won all of the trophies.
We were winning.
Okay, well, then you're actually shooting your own argument down.
We were a winning team. The mentality was that there's no game that we're not going to win. The pressure was there for the supporters' sake.
Rest my case, my lord.
Listen, come on, let me scold you.
Mofokeng now down the. This might be an opportunity here for Casrik. Good save from Sipho Chain, denying the opportunity there for Nana. He got it in at the near post as well. That's an excellent stop by the goalkeeper.
Incredible. Because when a player runs in this fashion, you expect him to go diagonal. So you kind of leave a little bit of a section of this near spot in anticipating for a ball across the face of goal. And this could easily. That is a great save from China. One hand for that play, a very strong one at that.
Well, Nana knows he had a good opportunity there. Last 4 seasons he spent with Polokwane City. He's been here before. No goals in 7 starts for him this season.
Of course, it comes from a mistake by Hoto, who thought Nana was going to follow him, pretended as if he was going to stop the ball and let it go. Only to find that Nana anticipated something else besides what Hoto was thinking will come up.
Early stages here of the second half. Well, in the previous round, 5 of the 16 matches went to a penalty shootout, which was actually 1 short of the record in the competition. That was set the year before, 2024. And we've already had 1 shootout in this round with Durban City overcoming Uppington earlier this afternoon. Here's De Jong. Van Rooyen, De Jong again. Moremi electing to go on his own with a little ball inside to De Jong, might have just kept that possession going.
Temptation of Royal Pride is to start forcing the ball forward unnecessarily and losing their game plan. So
yes,
Hoto to change that.
Mofokeng beaten in the challenge. Mabeni cleared away by Chweni on this right-hand side. Now with Nana. Good tackle. Otto winning that well. De Jong holds it up. Mtajana. Maswanganyi. Maswanganyi looking for Hoto. Maswanganyi might take over here. Now cutting in is Moremi. He's got Mofokeng out wide. De Jong waits in the middle. Mofokeng goes for the shot. Oh, and De Jong was following up. Goalkeeper Tom Bailey spilled the first one, and De Jong almost stuck it in. That would have been a gift for Orlando Pirates from the goalkeeper.
It's still falling for De Jong, but let me tell you, you see glimpses of the quality of the striker. Not too many will have anticipated the goalkeeper spilling the ball like he did.
Maswanganyi. Tajana now with Makaula. For Hoto. Just overran it a bit from the pass to Hoto, was far too hard. Yes, Makua and Mukete. cover defense from Chamatsane. So this was the earlier opportunity. It was swung out by Moreni to Mofokeng. De Jong calling for the cross. Mofokeng instead goes for the shot. And quick reaction from De Jong, and keeper to the rescue. Now Maswanganyi doesn't get the touch.
But I guess you got to give it to the goalkeeper, because after spilling the ball,
he made a good save.
Yeah. Still was able to react better and make the second save.
Moketi was offside there. Again, coming back from an offside position, he's got to learn to move a little more back into position. Sibisi, Chamatsane, Mofokeng, Maswanganyi. Dispossessed now. The counter. Nana's got pace on the right. Zwane waits on the far side. It was a good idea from Nana, but cut out fairly comfortably by Sibisi. Van Rooyen. Here come Pirates, looking for the opening goal. Moremi. Makaula. Otto. De Jong, back to goal. Finds Mofokeng. That's given away. Lots of turnover of possession here from Orlando Pirates. Over the top from Nana, looking for Makua. Oops. Super Chain sorts that problem out.
I guess that CBC is completely unaware that Chain is coming out of his line.
He's still having a word with him. Now Moremi. Mtajela, Mofokeng into De Jong, holds it up for Mofokeng again. Some good defensive work from Casrik Stars. Temptation around about this time now is to start bringing on players, but if there is the possibility that this game is going to go an extra 30 minutes, coaches do tend to hesitate a little bit before making changes. Yes, there's the ball in for Moremi. Mofokeng. De Jong. Still De Jong. Down he goes, gets the free kick. So difficult to get off the ball, it's under De Jong.
Really strong. You want to strike like that, because it's about the time that you're going to have immediate support around you. You're going to be able to have just a few seconds being able to hold the ball.
Foul is given away by Mlilo. So here is the opportunity now. 10 minutes into the second half for Orlando Pirates to break the deadlock. Free kick chance. There's Hotto there. There's Mofokeng. Nentajela Maswanganyi.
I promise you, that for me is better suited for Mofokeng. I know every one of those players can take it, and it's a bit more central, so it's open for right and left footed player. But I think Mofokeng is more set.
Okay, now the referee just getting the wall back to the required distance. Does look as if Mofokeng has been entrusted with it, although Dion Hotto, their left foot, might fancy a chance.
And it always gives the goalkeeper a little bit of a challenge to say, just how do you set up the wall? And which side do you pick as yours?
Hotto or Mofokeng, one of the two. Mofokeng! Oh, it's gone wide.
Yeah, it lacked a bit of a spin into it. It didn't curl quick enough to beat the goalkeeper. And if you were to look at him tumbling in goals, he looked stunned. He just stood there and watched. Didn't react an inch.
Otto clears. Ntamjela. Remy. Free kick in favour of Orlando Pirates. This is one of 4 games being played today in the first round. We've only had 2 goals, William. They both came in the Galaxy's win over Sundowns. It was 0-0 between Durban City and Uppington. They went to penalties, 0-0 here. And the last we heard at half-time, Golden Arrows and Stellenbosch also goalless. This is the business end now of the cup competition, a little bit tougher than the first round. Moremi, shot, oh, it just creeps wide.
Once again, I think they're getting lucky that they can't find the target. The 10th for Moremi to twist a little to the left-hand side to open up for his stronger left. That's what he was looking for. And as it turned, the temptation for a goalkeeper is to look into his wide right, because normally he can carry it to the far post.
Over the head of Makala, but cleared by Sabisi. Otto. Van Rooyen misses the challenge with Zwane, who keeps going. Zwane! And it's going to be a free kick against Zwane. Yellow card as well for dissent for Zwane. Voicing his frustration, perhaps a little too loudly.
Now, he picks it up here, protects the ball, turns, and it's open in front of him. 1, 2.
Simulation is what he was. Decision went against him.
Now, tell me, I think, was it Ntamjela? Didn't he jab that ball? Maybe that was his complaint, was that it didn't come from his supposed to be a corner.
Shabatsani likes the long pass. Now Van Rooyen, early ball from him, he has to Young! Chance for Moremi in front of goal. Oh, that was a golden opportunity.
Unfortunately, I think De Jong scored that goal long before the ball came to him. Look at how he jumps. He's hanging his thing. He's sure that it is his, and somehow the defender just rocks up in time to hit it away.
It was a superb defensive action. Have a look at this again, William. There's the cross, De Jong coming in, and Mofokeng just getting himself in the way, and then Moremi from point-blank range, difficult to bring that ball under control.
Beautiful defending, Mofokeng. He came from a long way behind. He just barely gets there, and he gets a good touch to it.
And Mofokeng down for the moment. Oswin looks to be the first change for the home side. Casrik Stars have got a couple of players standing by to come on as well, in the form of Sipamata Sazani, as well as Sehame Mohale, who scored in the previous round. First Apollos, though. Who's replacing Maswanganyi.
And what's more likely to happen now is Goalless will drift a little to the left, plays an inverted like he always does, and then Mofokeng will drop a bit more central into a new position that he's been improving on. As
Number 10.
Yes.
It's Mofokeng with a set piece. After a bit of a delay, here comes the corner. Still bombing around that area. Cleared away by Makua. Here's Apollos' first touch.
Too much.
Now, Casrik Stars waiting to get their changes on. The first one will be Mokhale, who, as I mentioned earlier, was a scorer in the previous round. Tuso Mokhale is a 24-year-old former Baroka player. Did have a bit of game time in the top flight when he was still a teenager on the books for Baroka when they were still up in the top flight. And Sipa Madla Sazane, 23-year-old, who goes up front. He's got 1 goal so far this season in the Motsepe Foundation Championship. Like for like with Mukete coming out. Moremi on the chase. Goalkeeper will watch that go for a goal kick. The big boss of Casrik Stars. They, of course, bought the franchise of Free State Stars 4 seasons ago now.
Caswell and Eric. That's where Casrik comes from. But Tombeni, Max, that is, he's a staunch Orlando Pirates supporter. His team that they started with was Bucks, as in Pirates. But eventually
he carries the nickname as well.
Yes.
He's been their coach. Well, he's been the club CEO and the chairman at some stage as well.
He owned the team initially.
We've only ever had one other chairman and coach at the same time, you remember?
Of course. Well, give me a second. I thought you were saying chairman. No.
Chairman and coach.
Which is Rajay.
Of course, he's going to be very angry that you didn't remember that immediately.
Now I'm trying to work it out, the chairman part and the coach part.
There's Apollos. Mofokeng. Teasing now, Orlando Pirates looking for the breakthrough, but Casrik Stars holding firm. With a very good exhibition of defensive football here today.
Now, how you confuse me, you got me a bit flat. It's as if he doesn't do it anymore. He's still at it.
Absolutely. Nemtajela, Mofokeng, Apollos! There's a little off balance as that shot came in. Moremi's still in there. Makua to clear. Sazane, the new player, on the chase here, having just come on. Fresh set of legs, but that's knocked a little too hard for him.
So, style change from Casrik now, with no top men up front like Kete did. So, a bit more build-up, a bit more passes to find Sazane.
Here's Hotto, De Jong, looking for Nemtajela, doesn't find him. We do have an update from Umlazi. Arrows have taken the lead against Stellenbosch in the other cup tie being played at the same time. Also 6 p.m. kickoff. Here's Mofokeng now. Still Mofokeng. Otto in the middle. Can he get it square? He's got a corner out of it.
I like when he carries the ball in that fashion and he takes defenders on.
Reminds me a little bit when he was in that area of the winning goal he scored against Mamelodi Sundowns, you remember, cup final 2 seasons ago at Goalless Stadium.
And even better, doesn't he remind you of Phoenix Love? Because he was also playing as inverted when it wasn't even popular.
Now this is played to Apollos. Back to Mofokeng. Moremi, left foot. Struck a little too strongly, but they still have possession here with Makaula. Shot from Van Rooyen, doesn't have the requisite power, is saved by Tombeni, and we are fast approaching the last 20 minutes. There is a Pirates player down, Makaula.
It was a late taker. He'd already let the ball pass and when he was brought down.
Well, the fans are generating some noise now. There's so much possession for Orlando Pirates. They really are hopeful that there'll be a breakthrough at some stage. Suzanne gives possession away. Mofokeng back helping out defensively and now on the attack. Nicely cut out by Mofokeng, the other Mofokeng that is. One Mofokeng on the other in the challenge. Too much for Remy. You do get the feeling, William, there's still a bit of a hangover from what happened on Wednesday.
In a big way. What I like is that he made changes, but not as much as Sundowns did. So, but you can still feel that the spark, the combinations into the pockets of spaces, the sharpness in the attacking there is not as much as you would want.
That defeat, of course, at the hands of Sundowns ended around 14 unbeaten matches against domestic opposition for Orlando Pirates. They haven't lost here since Sekhukhune beat them in the league in August, if you consider that Wednesday's game was played at Soccer City, although it was a home game for Pirates. So, 20 minutes to go. Shabatsani, Tajela. Up to Mofokeng, slips through, and Mukua comes cleared away by the keeper. It's neatly done. And Tajela finds Mofokeng. There's speed out wide on the right. There's Apollos. There's Van Rooyen on the overlap. Back again to Mofokeng. Gets past the one challenge. There's the little chip inside. Good clearing header from Mlilo. Good run here for Casrik now. Can they drag it back?
Comfortably down here by Tabatane.
It's all correctly done by Nana. He did the right thing, but straight at the defender. Now, can Hotto keep this in play? Yes, he can. There's a bit of space for Leon Hotto. With Moremi ahead of him. And Tajana. Moremi. Oops. I tell you what, you can hurt yourself like that. Stood on the ball, Moremi slipped away, and sometimes the old ankle could go. Here's a Porras. Pirates thinking of some more changes now. I want to try and win this in 90 minutes. Got the derby coming up on Saturday. Over the top here for Hotto, off the chest. Hotto square! And misses. Always a little bit rushed in those situations, Hotto, but he made that himself.
That's exactly. He was rushed. He was at such a high speed that it's always difficult to compose yourself and put in a decent pass into the back of the net. And worst of all, he hits it with the laces instead of side-footing it.
And on the left foot too from Hotto, his favoured one. Just a reminder, tomorrow we've got live coverage of Amataks against Sekhukhune United. Starts at 3 o'clock. 3 p.m. kickoff. It's from the Tuck Stadium in the nation's capital.
Can I give you an expression that Mr. Tombedi, the coach, said about his encounter with the Orlando Pirates? He says he finds himself in the forest and he's only got a small spear and he doesn't have a chance to go anywhere and he has to face this lion head on. And he says, boy, oh boy, am I going to fight? So I'm saying those so true.
They've done very well.
To his words in that is that he would have wished to have avoided Orlando Pirates, but unfortunately the draw is what brought him here. And he has got to go through this.
There's a Porras. More for King. It's spread out wide to Hotto. Now Moremi. Casrik keep the defensive pressure up. And Tajana with the young. Spinning around nicely. They've seen so much possession. Follows through one challenge, not through the second one. They can't clap with the defensive work. Second season for him at Casrik Stars, one of the younger players in the team. Quarter of an hour to go. Can they hold out here at Casrik Stars? Kaiser Chiefs eliminated in the first round. They're the team who won this trophy more than any other. Orlando Pirates second on the all-time list. Now De Jong, still De Jong, loses out. Moremi chasing back. Oh, referee is playing advantage. Oh, that's horrible. Moremi's going to get a yellow card. Well, it's Van Rooyen gets the yellow card for the earlier offence, and Moremi as well. So that's 2 yellows. That mischallenge by Van Rooyen is a yellow, and then watch here Moremi coming back for the trip. So you don't see that too often. 2 yellows for the same team.
In one instance.
In one instance. But the referee did the right thing. He played advantage.
You see in the past, listen, when it was going to be a cup game, there will be no other games of any competitions the week before that weekend. It was obviously for the sponsor to get all the mileage that they deserve, but also to give the teams enough time to be able to be fresh for that cup game over the weekend. But obviously, with the heavy schedule, and I guess some games have got to be played in the midweek.
Well, it's all changed since the African club competitions in South Africa started to send teams. Now there are 4 teams every season in the African club competitions. It does change the calendar a lot.
And other people might not remember this, but I'm talking now from the 80s, 90s, and so on.
Maveni now.
Where were you as a person?
Line of goal. Just remember, William, I watched your debut, so you can't tell us any stories that we don't already know. Now, changes for the Buccaneers. De Jong is off. Batuma will come up front, and Daba is going to come in for Hotto on the left-hand side here.
Flag for lag.
So 3 changes made already by Pirates. They can have 2 more before full time, and if we go into extra time, they can have an extra one. Here's Makaula. Daba's first touch to Apollos. Can he get it square? Another good interception. Van Rooyen, back to Molebi. Left-footed effort is a disappointing one again. Hit with a little too hurry.
It was pressure. He just didn't find himself hurrying the situation. It just so happened that there was pressure applied and he was forced to hurry the shot.
And don't forget the draw for the quarters, Monday night, live on SuperSport. We've still got 3 games to be played tomorrow. Milford against Kambati, that's in Richards Bay. Jackson Spears against Vasco da Gama in Uppington. And Amatax is live on SuperSport against Sekhukhune United in Pretoria. And just goes to show it's a National Cup, a game in Richards Bay, a game in Uppington, and in the capital. Zani, support from Nana. He has the cross. This might be a chance for Makua, miscues it. Still they have possession, Casrik. Can they do something with it? Malemi gets a little touch in there. That should be a throw in for Casrik. Quickly taken. Got 3 players waiting in the middle now. That's a foul by Van Rooyen. It could be in a bit of trouble here. Remember, he's just picked up a yellow. Foul on Mokhane. He doesn't seem to think it was a foul. But Mokhane caught him.
The big question is, did it warrant
second yellow?
Yeah.
Possibly not.
Otherwise, the foul, clear, it is.
Tusu Mokhane got 2 of the 3 goals against Army Rocket, singular in the first round. Could this be the moment now for Casrik Stars to snatch something here at the Orlando Stadium? Pirates have dominated this Nedbank Cup. They've been to the last 3 finals. They've won 2. Towards the back post, keeper comes. Doesn't get the touch, they'll settle for the throw-in.
That was the question for me, did he get a touch?
I think he did get a touch. What I should have said was he was unable to hold on to it. Long throw from Chweni. Makala with a clearing header. Chweni. Makala again.
He's the man with the throw-ins, by the way, 20. And so what, he drops it right into the 6-yard box. Now there's a little bit of an angle. Can he get it that far? I don't think so.
He's going to leave it. Stellenbosch still trailing by a goal to nil away at Lamontville Golden Arrows, and they just had a player settle, so their chances of progress looking a bit slim. Ndaba. Kaula straight down the middle. Might be a bit too strong. It skids off this increasingly wet surface. Tajela puts pressure on here. Yeah, that looks to be the case. Is that Patko Mafani in disguise, I wonder?
Looks like him, man.
Now, Abdullah Mariko from Mali. Been a little bit of a mid-park player in this campaign, but into the midfield in place of Makua, 22-year-old. He's had 2 starts in the league for Orlando Pirates this season. A handful of substitute appearances in both league and cup competition. Aside from Joliba at the beginning of the campaign. And Ryan, excuse me, Apollos. Still Apollos. Taken back by Mofoke. Mariko. Five minutes to go. Yes, Van Rooyen on the right. Does not get it past Neklatla, who's had a very good game in that left-back position for Casrik Stars, youngster who's shone this early evening here in Soweto. Nana with a clearing header up to Makua, stolen by Ndaba. Mofokeng. Mariko. Not the best of passes for Moremi, but he's so quick. But Moremi with another foul, he's got to be careful. Finally didn't like the challenge. Never got to the quarterfinals, Casrik Stars. Their hopes are still there. Just a reminder, Tuesday night, live league football on your World of Champions. Chiefs hosting Stellenbosch. It's a game that will be played at Soccer City. So Zulu against Mamelodi Sundowns Tuesday night, 7:30 kickoff from Moses Mabhida. Apollos stolen away, gets it back. Still backlinks. Well, he's full of running here, Apollos. As the throw-in with Butuma. There's a look up. That's going to be a free corner. Well, I suppose evasive action was perhaps needed because just behind Mchweni, Batuma was lurking. You'll remember against Siwelele earlier this season in the carding knockout, Bukazi scored that very late winner for Orlando Pirates, round about this time to win it by a goal.
Yes.
Can they do the same here? Bobbles around, Netangela! It still won't go in. It's a Berlin Wall there from Casrik Stars. That for all money, William, looked as if we were going to have the late winner.
I didn't bother to look where the shot was going. I was looking ahead at the net bulging behind.
That's Van Rooyen. 4 minutes to be added on at the end of the 90. We are 90 seconds away from completing the 90 minutes, and then another 4 on top of that. Chabatsani. This is Netangela to Ndaba. Batuma waits in the middle. And another good bit of defensive work from Casrik Stars. Meveni.
Fred covering, coming from deep in the middle just to help defensively. And it's a cutback. And it was heading for King, I think. Great work.
Apollos. Keeper thought about coming out. Looking for Apollos out wide here, but Nana gets the clearing header in. Pirates will take the throw in quickly with Ndaba, and is fouled by Nana. Nice to see Nana apologise to the referee first, then he went and apologised to Ndaba. He took full responsibility for the mistake. Apollos, flick on, not enough power. Going to be a throw-in for Casrik Stars, and we are now officially in stoppage time. Coach telling everybody 4 minutes to be added on. Nana, he loses out. Mofokeng got caught. The whistle goes a little bit belatedly, but quite right from referee Kistel. Was just waiting to see if there was some advantage there. There's the challenge. Ndaba. Not the best of alls. His colleague from Richards Bay, the two of them arriving at the beginning of the season. Batuma not given the service that he perhaps would have liked.
Can't help but think of the last two games that Mamelodi Sundowns played when Mutiba delivered two identical passes for Sundowns to score. First against MC Alger, and then in midweek against Orlando Pirates. From this same position, the quality of that ball for the running in striker always makes a big difference.
Now Moremi turns. Nakakla is the defender. Goalless to turn. Mofokeng gets knocked over. That's a bit soft. But it'll give Pirates perhaps the last throw of the dice with some 90 seconds to go before we are headed to extra time. Well, who would have thought it, William? Casrik Stars on the cusp of taking this game into an extra 30 minutes if they can hold out here.
That is always a big question. How about the sings? There's always a chance.
Now Moremi. Oh, it's the upright. He almost miscued it, I think. It'll be a corner. The rebound as well created all sorts of problems in that defense for Casrik Stars. Moremi to go across and take it over on that far side.
Goalkeeper flat-footed. He was looking for a cross, and like I said, I think he was cute across completely.
So Moremi, 30 seconds remaining, curls it in. Clearance is on the edge of the area. Back in from Ndaba. Too strong for Batuma again. His crosses have been poor since coming on. Well, the crowd are urging Orlando Pirates forward. Mr. Kisto says that's it for the 90. So, another 30 minutes ahead of us. Extra time looms here at the Orlando Stadium. What did you make of that, William Shongwe?
You got to give credit to Casrik Stars. I think the plan, you can see they came up with a plan. They weren't going to sell themselves cheaply by trying to match Paris pound for pound. And they chose some moments to go forward. But for the most part, they set that low block, which at some stages became a middle block. So I think it was also very strategic and it worked to perfection because it didn't give Orlando Pirates players too many opportunities to put the goalkeeper under that much pressure. And they had opportunities of their own where they could easily